All right. So, in terms of our capacity to execute, no jokes, this dimension of dealing with distractions is a very major issue. Distractions is a very major issue. Distractions, any kind of distraction must be dealt with. Any kind of distraction must be dealt with. Any kind of distraction must be dealt with. And interestingly, ranking the highest on all the distractions around us in our present is our cell phone. And that cell phone needs to be mastered. The cell phone has no control or shouldn't control us. It doesn't have any control. Cell phones currently control a lot of people. Texting while driving, texting while walking on the road, reading stuff. It's a huge one. I was on my street taking a long walk in my estate some days ago, and there was a young man walking behind me around 7-ish in the evening, and all of a sudden he walked into a pool of water beside the drainage. He almost broke his leg. He was on his phone laughing behind me, and the next thing, those of us in front of him and behind him just heard him. He had walked into a pool of water. It was that serious, and he splashed the water, my joggers and all. It was funny, but grateful that he didn't enjoy his leg. A lot of accidents are happening, so you can imagine, all right, what happens with, just look at what's happening with WhatsApp status. I've heard some people spend long hours around their WhatsApp status, long hours of time, long hours. All right, for whatever reason, they just stay on their phone. Stay on their phone. Now, let me say this very truly. That phone, it's actually the best tool you have. It's a smartphone. It's called a smartphone for a reason. And painfully, that phone is becoming smarter than most people. I can assure you, if you can just take out 30 minutes to 1 hour of the time you use on your phone, you will find out that you can channel that into more productive uses. For instance, if you channel what you do on social media to developing yourself under the videos of your favorite trainers and consultants or coaches, then you realize that you are using that same time to develop capacity. I know this is not new to people, but what I'm saying is that the discipline that is required to scale up in 2024 will require that every one of us listening to me now or will listen to me ultimately have to develop a strong appetite to rule over this device called a smartphone. I have spent large number of hours with organizations around the nation. I've spent large number of hours around, training rooms, and I can tell you for certain, this is a huge problem, not just, in fact, for organizations around the world, it's a huge problem. That's why the statistics you see currently on the screen, these are statistics from the United States, for instance. In this part of the world, we don't have so many statistics, but these are statistics, CNBC, these are statistics from, distractions from cell phone, texting, internet, social media, email, and all of that. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. And so you see how these distractions are real. They are real. They are not things that we're talking about with just a. So I thought to mention that again. All right. So I don't have time. I'm very busy. I have a very tight schedule. No, if you can control time, if you can master time, then you will find out that you can literally, like we said already, time literally flies. We need to control it. So what I'm going to recommend as part of the requirement before This, in fact, as you go into this week on your own, go take if you have any material on time management, for instance, a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. If you have that book around you, please get that book and go over it one more time. Go over it one more time with the voracious desire, all right, to execute the principles on your life immediately. Eat that frog. Go online and get a little bit of training on time management. This is the exercise, and I believe it has to be implemented immediately, not in January, not next week. This is a new week right now. All right. By tomorrow morning, by Monday, by Tuesday, by Wednesday, give yourself this entire week to go through an aggressive understanding of, time management materials that your hands can find. Until we've learned to manage our time with intense discipline, we might find it very difficult to actually put ourselves through the rigors of ruthless execution. I'll tell you why. One of the things that is required that we do in the coming year, all right, is to reinvent ourselves. All right. I'm just going to use some of my time to mention a bit of that. All right. To reinvent ourselves. The days coming require us to begin to position ourselves for relevance in a fast-changing world. I'll say that one more time. The days, the months, the years coming. This is already the fourth industrial revolution. By January 2021, the world officially moved into the dispensation we now know as the fourth industrial revolution, that is currently characterized by a lot of things that we have heard of, from AI, artificial intelligence, to IoT, Internet of Things, to cybersecurity, to 3D printing, to what have you, all right, automation, augmented reality, and what have you. The world is really, really aggressively moving. By 2030, we would have done 1 decade of a new dispensation. And things are changing really, really fast. And I mean really, really fast. All right. So what that means is that no matter what you know how to do now, even if you're a medical doctor, you are a trained nurse, pharmacist, an engineer, you are an architect, you are a banker, an accountant, whatever profession you found yourself, whatever you know how to do, you must also begin to develop relevant digital skills. All right. So what that means is this. You might say, oh, I don't have the time again. I don't have time to learn. No, 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 no. Just 1 hour of dedicated learning online every day can position you in 1 month to literally begin to do the foundational or rudimentary lessons for any digital skill you want to learn. So take, for instance, you want to master how to be a digital marketer, a seasoned digital marketer, or you want to learn search engine optimization, SEO, SEM, things like that, or you want to learn anything around cyber security, for instance, you can't begin to give yourself an excuse and say, no, there's no university doing it. No, in the last 2 years of my life, in fact, what's 2 years? It's extensively, 1 or 2 people in this room would have heard me say this about 6 years ago when I said it's time for us to reinvent ourselves. At that time, ChatGPT was not around. And I was saying certain things to them at that time that, look, we need to position ourselves, that what is coming will so change a lot of people, and people will lose their jobs and become irrelevant. And everything is a lie. People think it's a joke, and they're just there waiting for things to happen. But proactive professionals, all right, and this is a major goal you must set. In the 7 areas of goal setting, I listed out yesterday your spiritual goals, your personal development goals. I talked about the career goals as number 3, financial goals as number 4. I mentioned relationship goals, health goals, and then I talked about fun and all of that, recreation. Yeah. Under your career goals, all right, reinventing yourself. If you've started already to develop digital skills, very crucial. If you have not, it's please, I'm going to beg you, don't go and develop all the skills. Just point your hand at one. If it's data analysis you want to do, make sure you're mastering that, or you can do one or two. But ensure that you begin to, from January 1st, ensure that you have a book set out for career development in the digital space. I cannot overemphasize that enough. I know that the universities in this part of the world have not developed us or prepared us for that. As a matter of fact, it's going to take a long time within this decade. I don't know, but I think with the new Minister of Communication we have in Dr. Bosun Tijani, I think a lot can be done, especially when we begin to push that and at a policy level at the Federal House of Assembly. I believe some of those changes can be made eventually in the educational space. But right about now, the current educational system as it stands has not and cannot prepare us for what has emerged upon us. And let me mention, it might look like child's play to you now, but 5G is around the corner. And many cities in Nigeria begin to build 5G capacity right about now. Abuja, Lagos. And the way it works is that when those two cities are hit and wired, and then you begin to go mainstream to Port Harcourt, going to Warrior, Onitsha, all those places. Once 5G becomes mainstream in this country, it will almost be too late at that time. So please, I want us to be first mover. I can tell you for certain that this country is at a precipice right now. One of the goals that must be set must be to be proficient, and I use the word proficient, in other words, master a certain digital skills that equip you to be able to render services to organizations or individuals, high network or low network, from where you are in this country to anywhere in the world. Yours truly, I can tell you, I have invested a lot of my time this year doing all of that. Every day, every single week, 3 times a week, on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, and on Sundays. Tonight, when we are done, I will still join the class tonight, later tonight. At about 2 a.m., my coach is in Texas. Around 8 p.m. his time is about 2 a.m. my time here. And I'm on class for 3 hours till 5 a.m. 3 times a week for the last couple of months, developing proficiency in a certain digital area. I have mastered 2 digital skills in the last 2 years. I'm actually ready with what I'm doing right now, coaching you. I'm providing, tech skills. I'm using non-tech skills in a tech environment, which we call Scrum Master. That might not be your thing, all right? But that's something I have been working on along some other areas of my life. So I am saying it. I am not preaching it. I'm a living proof that you can be where you are and provide tech, get tech jobs. And interestingly, some of the jobs we know now, it has been said that over 50 million of the jobs that are in existence now are going to become obsolete. Why almost 60 million new jobs will be created? All right. If you have children, you're in this room, you're already a parent, it's important to begin to equip our children right about now. Let that be part of our goals, our family goals. All right. Investing in a computer at home is not a waste. It's in fact, it's better to leave your big screen, sell your big television, and buy computers for your children now. This is the time. This is the time. I don't know who this is for, but you cannot. And there's no time to, there's no reason for excuse. No excuse. Zero tolerance on excuses. This is something I have told myself. No excuse is worth it. Excuses ground initiative. They are demoralizers. They institutionalize mediocrity and laziness, both in organizations and individuals. They stall progress. They hinder the execution of goals. Excuses. I'll do it tomorrow because I'm tired. I couldn't go jogging today because it rained. I was too busy at work today. Now I would all of a sudden push your exercise work routine. In fact, one time somebody says, it's too dark. They kidnap people on the road. God have mercy. I said, then jog inside your house. During COVID, were we not taking 10,000 steps inside our houses? Well, what is wrong with that? There's no excuse. There's no excuse. No excuse. So I said, I have headache. See, with that headache, read. With that headache, read. And someone will say, Pastor Rume, what's wrong? You are being insensitive. No, 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 no. It is an excuse that has killed a lot of people. That's why I'm too old. I'm too old. I remember telling my mother when she was in her 50s, Mom, please, it's time to go back to school. She got her first degree in her early 50s and her master's degrees in her late 50s. Yeah. In fact, after she retired, she became a big person. She died a bigger woman than she was. In fact, by the time she died, that's when people knew how big she was, how influential she was. She was blessed, truly blessed. Because I showed her, I said, Ma, look at this story of this man, George Dawson, who learned how to read and write at the age of 98, who died at 102. At 98, he was in class with his grandchildren learning A, B, C, D at age 98. I said, Mom, you have no excuse. Every time I saw the story of, in the most recent one is a 60-something-year-old man who retired from banking, who went to University of Ibadan and bagged a first class in sociology in his mid-60s. You don't have an excuse. No excuse is big enough. So born excuse. The most important thing right now is fire. And believe me, anybody can catch fire. Not everybody can maintain the fire. My goal in these 2 days is to light fire. And my goal is to cause you to maintain that fire all through 2024. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. You've not written it all this while. I want to start a business. You've not started it. All right. I'm not telling you to resign, but you see that business? We will register that business this coming January. In fact, everyone in this room, by early January, you need to go and get ready and sign up for the next training. I have one with 2 other amazing guys. 3 of us have this training every year. It's a funding for startup entrepreneurs. And this year we're including funding for non-profits as well. You need to sign up for it. I don't want to hear, hey, I don't have money. A lot of people like free things. And that's I'd rather have 20 dedicated 10 people who need to hear these things than they have 100 people to come and sit down and say, sir, I think then 1 year later, I'm asking you, how was that? Out of the whole 100, not even up to 90 were able to achieve their goals. I said, why gather 100 people? Let me have 10 people that I can encourage, that I can come to your WhatsApp. I can pick my phone and call you and say, Ephraim, where are you with this goal? And Ephraim says, sir, I'm already on it. I said, God bless you. And I asked, great, where are you with this? And Great says, sir, I'm having difficulty with this. And I can speak life and strengthen. So that's the kind of accountability that I would love. So I want serious-minded people. I want serious. That's why when we say, please register, pay something, it's really for the kind of posts, and I mean it, and I mean what I'm saying. Feel free. You might not know the access you have right now. You think it's just for this moment, but feel free to be able to chat me up at any given time. I promise you, I will respond. I don't know if Roliat is in this room. If you're in this room, please chat in the chat room. Ephraim is here. I've known Ephraim for years. I've known Taurid for years. At least I've known Taurid for almost 2 years. They know these are people who understand. If there anybody in this room who know me, if you chat me up, leave me a voice note, I'll respond. Please go to the chat room. I have a mentor in my life who he broke my heart one day. I called him and he picked my phone. He picked my call and he was whispering on the call. I was in tears because I said to myself that I know big men who are not as big as you. They will not even take my call. Let alone for somebody to pick my call and say, hi, Rume, he's whispering. He said, Rume, I'm in a boardroom meeting. Can I call you back later? I wanted to die of tears that day. I'm literally saying the way I felt as a young boy, as a young guy growing up. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking years ago. As it was early days of my marriage. I was still in my early 30s when this happened. I'm talking about Professor Patutomi. I vowed to myself that I promised myself I will never treat my mentees anyhow. I never get big to a point where I can't answer your phone call. God forbid. Prophet Tommy told me, he said, This number, you can reach me. Even if I am in Germany, this one, you can reach me on it. I might not get the call immediately, but once I see your message, I'll respond. Same thing with Pastor Sam at the end. I mean, I'm blessed with such mentors who are role models, who have showed me that you can be a successful person and still ensure that you reproduce yourself. This is me speaking with my heart. I'm saying it. There is no reason for excuse. I don't want to hear any excuse. I don't want to hear any excuse. I'm not your father. I might not be your biological brother. That one doesn't concern me. There are men in your life that God bring. There are women in your life. There are people God bring whose blood is closer to yours than that of the one that was born from the same womb. I need you to understand. If I call you and you are telling me, sir, I didn't do it because you are giving excuse. I'm telling you, I'll report you to the one who sent me to you tonight. Oh. So what I'm saying to you is serious. No excuse. I need you to tell yourself, no excuse is big enough. I don't have money. That's why. No, no. There are meetings I could not afford to go to. In fact, there's somebody in this room right now. The reason I allowed him to be in this room, and he does not know. He designed a flyer. Some of us in the group already know. Okay, yeah, great. He designed the flyer some days ago and sent it to me privately. I had to share it in the group, and then I appreciated him. All right. And I know this young man couldn't pay for this training. I'm saying it openly. And great, honestly, I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm saying it openly to honor you, to let you know I appreciate your tenacity because you remind me of me when I was your age. I didn't have money for some events, but I went and showed up in place. I said, sir, please, let me just carry your bag. I will not sit during the meeting. Let me just arrange the projector. I can't count how many times I did that for me and this one. I can't count how many times, for those of you who know Lagos, to be trekking from Omole Phase 1 through the Lagos-Ibadan Express down to K2 on the other side. Yeah, just to be in a meeting where my mentor was speaking because I was hungry. No excuse, no excuse, no excuse, no excuse, no excuse. I can't count how many times I had to sleep in friends' houses just so that I can read a book that I did not have money to buy. I can't count how many times I borrowed a book from my boss and I said, sir, give me 24 hours, I will return this book back. And I stayed all night reading a book and didn't sleep so that I can return the book. I read A Long Walk to Freedom. I borrowed it from Barrister Abiodun Adeosun. Anybody who has seen that book, I finished that book in 48 hours. That's hunger driving me. I don't know if you are still hungry now, or you are getting to a point where you are in your career, you are feeling, I've gotten to some place now. I need someone's hunger to rise up for 2024. The thing that is coming upon us requires some dogged hunger. It requires some unusual desire. It requires some unusual passion. It requires sacrifice. It requires for living goals to come alive with sacrifice on the altar. You need to put your blood, let your blood be boiling every morning, rise up to perform. I have a daughter in my life that is almost done with secondary school. She's 14. She's done with secondary school. Actually, she's in GS2. And Mega is almost entering into secondary school. She's in her final class in primary. I have 3 amazing daughters. God has been good to me. I've seen difficult times, but God has been good to me. I'm blessed with an amazing woman, and together we lead an amazing life. But the hunger that I have is as if I'm just starting. I'm just starting, no. May I not get to a point in my life where I will feel, because I have, somebody says, Dangote is still looking for money. Somebody sang it. If Dangote is still looking for money and Otedola is still looking for money, this one is not even about money. It's just the fact that there's too much to do with my life. There's too much to do with your life. There's too much to do with our life. We cannot at this point begin to rest. All right? So in very succinct terms, I'm introducing you to a discussion that will need you to develop, yourself. So what working system can you put around your goal? What can you do? A system is what allows for autopilot. A system is what helps you to, to get things done. It just gets things done for you. a skeletal system. There's nothing you need to do about it as long as you're healthy. All the systems in your body will work. A system is what allows for a healthy performance that ensures for results. Results are guaranteed when systems are in place. What systems can you put in place? So if you have a goal, the system is all the little steps that you do on a consistent basis that gets you there. A system is made out of all the little, seemingly trivial, ordinary, mundane things, like setting your alarm clock, all right? Ensuring that you brush your teeth before you go to bed. Ensuring that, you take hot water or so, whatever it is, those things, basic little things, and like I said, trivial, mundane things that you do on a consistent basis that when put together, they make up a big result that oftentimes surpasses the initial goal that you even set in the first instance. I know you get the picture. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. I don't want to hear any excuses. I was born in a poor family. I don't have money. For some of you, you need to go on my YouTube page to go and listen to my story. For those of you who know my story, you cannot come to me and tell me I don't have money. I will break you. I will break you. You don't come to me with that kind of excuse. I'm grateful now that I have seen wealth. I've grown up in the midst of plenty and I have seen the other side. And God put me in both sides so that you can't bamboozle me from any side. Whether you have money or you don't have money, you can't bamboozle me. You can't come and cry and you can't come and oppress me. I want you to be like that you are comfortable in your skin and a big car does not impress you. And a guy who walks on the road does not make you want to break. All right. So systems, all right, provide small and consistent wins. Systems are continuous. Systems provide you with specific steps. These are crucial things that help you. I can't go into all of that, but I'm sure in time to come, we will be able to mention a little more of these things later on. All right. So avoid shortcuts, no shortcuts at all. Go through the process. I've told you the process is working on you. Don't be interested in the result. Don't celebrate the results. Celebrate the process. Celebrate the process. All right? Then get an accountability partner, a mentor, get one. A trusted friend, an ally. Your wife should be your number one accountability partner if you are married. That goal book I asked you to buy, ensure that she has a copy. She has access to it. Do your vision board and put it in your room where your children can sit, where you can sit, where it inspires everybody. All right? Very, very important. Accountability partner. And then understand that you will only hold yourself accountable to the goals that others know about. All right? So you need to tell somebody about it. Last thing I need to mention here is this. You need to reward yourself every time you reach a milestone. Reward yourself. Take yourself out. Be grateful. Don't be stingy to yourself. Don't say, no. Take yourself out. Give yourself a treat. I'm not saying you should relent. I'm saying give yourself a treat and then keep going. All right? At every time you hit a milestone. Finally, I want to share this from the Holy Book. Very important. From wherever you are, you don't need to turn on your mic. I just want you to read it with me. I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at the day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. In any case, the key here is that we'll finish well. We will finish well. We will finish well. We will finish strong. We will finish strong. We will finish strong. All right. We will not be those who drop by the wayside and say we couldn't accomplish our goals. So I trust this has been useful to you. I look forward to hearing from you. All right. Look forward to hearing from you. You can literally, if you're connecting from any other place, you can find me on any social media handle, Rume Daniels, search for Rume Daniels anywhere and connect with me on LinkedIn and every social media platform. Send me a direct message. I would love to hear from you. All right. That's if you don't have a direct WhatsApp number already. All right. So